In today's video, I'll talk about the 5 biggest keto mistakes that most people do. It is easy to follow keto the wrong way, as most people teaching this way of eating are not educated in nutrition or biochemistry and are not reading any nutrition studies, leaving a lot of space for mistakes. So if you do any of these keto mistakes, you won't be able to enjoy the true health benefits of the ketogenic diet. In some cases, you might be even harming yourself. So let's look closer to what some of these keto mistakes are. So let's begin with the first keto mistake: focusing on calories and macros too much. It is a common myth that you have to track your calories and macros on a keto diet. Let's be honest. Tracking calories and macros is unsustainable. Does anyone in this world actually enjoy tracking all what they eat and choosing what they will eat according to how many grams of carbs, protein, and fat they have left per day? Tracking either calories or macros on the keto diet, or one of the two, makes it unsustainable. Because tracking calories and macros is unsustainable, it doesn't mean that keto is unsustainable. To make something a habit, it must be easy. My secret to making keto my lifestyle is not tracking my calories or my macros. It's okay to check it at first, just to know how many carbs each food has, and try to have around 50 grams of carbs a day. But it is not a big deal if one day you had 52 grams of carbs. To make keto sustainable, all you have to do is eat keto-approved foods, such as leafy green vegetables or broccoli, together with the right amount of meat, fish, or eggs, and healthy fat. And just memorize the approximate proportions of foods. You don't need to count anything on keto. The second biggest keto mistake I see people do all the time is eating too much protein. I see many people eating a lot of protein and calling it keto. To be classified as keto, a diet must result in ketone body production and our body running primarily on ketones. High-protein diets do not result in sustained ketosis. You might get in ketosis after some meals and then leave it again. You might never be in ketosis. If you have any ketones in your blood, the concentration will be much lower than someone who is following the real high-fat ketogenic diet. Keto is a low-carb, high-fat, low to moderate protein diet. It is not a high-protein diet. If you follow some high-protein diet, and as most people do, eat tons of poor-quality protein, you are not getting all of the amazing health benefits of the therapeutic ketogenic diet that was created by doctors and scientists around 100 years ago with a purpose to treat diseases. Excess protein activates the mTOR pathway that is all about faster aging, less autophagy, higher risk of cancer, and earlier death. Your protein intake should be matched with your actual protein needs, not more and not less. The third biggest keto diet mistake is thinking only about quantity and forgetting the quality. I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. If you believe that eating a beefsteak from a farm-raised, GMO grain-fed animal is the same as eating a beefsteak from a grass-fed animal that had much better living conditions and a much healthier diet, you are very wrong. GMO grain-fed animal meat will be full of glyphosate, a known carcinogen that is heavily sprayed on these GMO grains. It will be higher in inflammatory omega-6 fats and lower in anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats. Animals will store all of the toxins that they were exposed to in their fat tissue. Farm-raised animal products are simply not healthy. We can't compare these conventional products to the meat that our ancestors ate. It's simply not the same thing. It's not okay to eat these products, especially in high amounts. And then people think when they get cancer, dementia, hypothyroidism, or other conditions that it is not related to their diet. Choosing higher quality foods might seem more expensive now, but it is an investment into our future health. People who don't invest in higher quality foods now will have to invest more money later. The fourth biggest keto mistake is not eating enough non-starchy vegetables. Many people don't realize the importance of vegetables. It provides us with vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, enzymes, and fiber. That is the food to our microbiome. We are one-to-one human and bacterial cells. To have great health, prevent diseases, and live longer, we must eat enough vegetables. Also, it is much cheaper to follow a healthy, balanced keto diet that is higher in non-starchy vegetables than it is to base our diets on high-protein foods. The truth is that most people can't afford buying tons of high-quality protein sources for each of their meals, foods like wild salmon and organic grass-fed beef, which then leads to them eating unhealthy conventional animal products instead. If you can only eat conventional GMO grain-fed animal products, the less, the better. And if I were you, I would do OMAD, or 1 meal a day, to reduce this toxicity as much as possible. Vegetables are much cheaper, and together with healthy fat and protein, will provide you with a wider spectrum of nutrients. And number 5, the last keto diet mistake is buying low nutrient density foods that are low in carbs. Things like low-carb bread, unhealthy low-carb bars, sugar-free drinks with artificial sweeteners. Come on! Keto is all about health. Keto gives you the chance to start fresh and change your eating habits. Why would you want to reintroduce low-carb junk food? The best rule to follow on a low-carb keto diet is to eat only natural whole foods as much as possible. There are millions of keto products you can buy now online, while all you need is natural whole foods. Everything else is extra and is often not needed or even harmful. Learn how to make your own healthier keto alternatives and eat them in moderation. Don't base your diet on low-carb bread. You need nutrients. These were the 5 biggest keto mistakes. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.